They say a man doesn't lose his strength all at once. It happens quietly. One morning you wake up and something just feels off. Not pain exactly, not illness, just a strange pressure down there. Less energy, less response, less you. And if you're over 60, maybe you've wondered, is this the beginning of the end? Or just a signal your body's trying to send you? My name is Dr. Max Cole. I'm a board-certified urologist, and for over 30 years, I've had the honor of helping men across America navigate the quiet changes that come with age in their bodies, their confidence, their relationships, and their sense of manhood. I've worked with senior men in their 50s, 60s, 70s, even into their 80s, some struggling with erectile dysfunction, others coping with urinary incontinence, many asking deep questions about testosterone, masturbation, and what real sexual health looks like in this next chapter of life. And through it all, I've learned one powerful truth: you are not broken. You are not too old. And the fire within you, it's not gone. It's just been waiting for the right kind of care. That's why I created this channel, Life Over 50 Plus. It's a place where senior wisdom meets science, where we talk honestly, not just about erections or urology, but about what it really means to feel like a man again. So if you're someone who still believes in growing stronger, if you care about real solutions, not pills, not shame, but practical health tips, semen, retention, power, and natural ways to support your vitality, I invite you to take this journey with me. And hey, if this kind of honest, heartfelt advice speaks to you, just tap that like button, subscribe to Life Over 50 Plus, and let's begin this journey together. 1. Beets, the blood flow igniter. One of the biggest mistakes I see men over 60 make isn't about what they're doing wrong, it's about what they're quietly ignoring. I hear it all the time. Doc, I just figured this was part of aging. I'm slowing down. Less energy, less drive. And yeah, things aren't quite working like they used to in the bedroom. But I'm still breathing right, that quiet resignation. It's common, and it breaks my heart every time. Because what most senior men don't realize is this: the first warning sign of circulatory decline in older males isn't always chest pain. It's often a fading erection. That strange pressure you sometimes feel in the groin, the kind that makes intimacy feel forced or incomplete. That's not just getting older. It's your blood vessels struggling to open. And here's the part most men never hear from their primary care doctor. Your ability to get and maintain an erection depends on a molecule called nitric oxide. It's what tells your arteries, especially the delicate ones in the groin, to relax, open up, and let blood flow where it needs to. But after 60, your nitric oxide production naturally drops. That's why things start to feel off before they completely stop working. Now, what if I told you that one of the simplest ways to support nitric oxide grows underground, looks like a red root, and has been sitting on grocery store shelves your entire life? I'm talking about beets. Beets are rich in natural nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide. And unlike medications that force a response, beets simply give your body the raw material it needs to do what it's always known how to do, just a little slower now. I remember a patient named Jim. He was 68, retired auto mechanic. Strong handshake, not much for small talk. He came to me and said, "Doc, I'm not worried about performance. I'm just not feeling like myself. I'm slower, stiffer. And lately, mornings have been quiet." Now I knew exactly what he meant. He wasn't talking about depression. He was talking about identity, about that feeling of being a man, of waking up with energy and presence. I didn't hand him a prescription. I handed him a plan. Just one small glass of beet juice every morning on an empty stomach. I told him to give it 2 weeks, no pressure, no magic promises. 12 days later, he left a voicemail. I remember it because he sounded surprised, almost embarrassed at how good it felt. "Doc, I don't know if it's the beets or just hope, but I woke up with one this morning. First time in months. And I felt proud, like something came back." That is what this is about. Not just blood flow, but dignity. That quiet personal strength every man deserves to feel, without chemicals, without shame, without pretending it doesn't matter. And the best part, you don't have to overhaul your diet. You can drink beet juice in the morning, roast them and toss them in with dinner, or even blend them into a smoothie with berries or apple. They're earthy, simple, and surprisingly effective. And for men focusing on natural recovery, whether you're practicing semen retention, power rebuilding, testosterone, or just trying to move better and love longer, this is one of the easiest places to start. Have you ever tried using Beets to improve your circulation or energy? I'd really love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Even if it's just a short note, it might help another man realize he's not alone. Now, while Beets help kickstart blood flow by waking up your arteries, the next food I'll share with you plays a different role. It doesn't energize your vessels. It helps them soften, unwind, and release tension in a way no pill ever could. And chances are you've been throwing the best part of it away without even realizing. Let's take a closer look. 2. Watermelon, nature's gentle vasodilator. If you've ever sliced open a watermelon, enjoyed the sweet red center, and tossed the rest in the trash, well, you're not alone. Most men do the same. We've been told the juicy part is what matters. Refreshing, hydrating, a summer favorite. And it is. But there's a quiet mistake that almost everyone makes, especially men in their 60s and beyond. They throw away the white rind. It's easy to miss. That pale layer between the red flesh and the green skin doesn't look like much. But hidden inside is one of nature's most overlooked circulation boosters, citrulline, a compound that helps your body naturally increase nitric oxide, the molecule that allows your blood vessels to relax and expand. And when we're talking about sexual health, erectile function, and the ability to feel fully present during intimacy, that little white layer might be one of the most powerful tools you've never used. See, after 60, your arteries don't just harden, they tense up. You might feel it as a dull ache, a tight pull in the groin during arousal, or just a general sense that your body isn't responding the way it used to. This isn't a failure of desire or masculinity. It's a circulation issue, one that affects elderly men far more than they realize. And citrulline helps unwind that tension gently and naturally. Let me introduce you to Harold. Harold was 73 when he first came to see me. A retired train conductor, sharp memory, strong handshake, and a quiet kind of dignity. He said, "Doc, everything still works, but it's stiff. Not just my joints. I feel pressure down low, especially when I'm with my wife. Not painful, just uncomfortable." Now, Harold didn't want pills. He didn't want to fix anything. He just wanted to feel like himself again. So I gave him one small suggestion. Start making a morning smoothie blend, both the red part and the white rind of watermelon, just a handful each day. I told him not to expect a miracle, just consistency. Let the body remember what it knows. 10 days later, he called me. "Doc," he said, laughing, "I think my blood's flowing better than the freeway. That tightness is almost gone." And I didn't change anything else, just the fruit. What Harold experienced wasn't some trick. It was biology. Citrulline opens vessels. Nitric oxide rises. Blood moves more freely. And the beauty, no pressure spikes, no artificial stimulation, just the body doing what it's built to do with a little help from the right source. Now here's the best part. You don't need a recipe book. No supplements, no subscription boxes. Just take a few extra minutes next time you slice up a watermelon. Save the rind, cut it into cubes, blend it with ice. That's it. And if you're someone practicing semen retention or trying to gently boost testosterone levels without medication, this simple habit can make a quiet but steady difference. It supports blood flow, enhances responsiveness, and gives your system a nudge in the right direction, especially during exercise or moments of arousal. Have you ever tried using watermelon this way? I'd love to hear your experience. Even a short comment can help someone else discover a better way forward. Sometimes the smallest tips shared between men who understand carry the most senior wisdom of all. And as Harold said to me the second time we spoke, I didn't feel young again. I just felt like me again. And that was enough. Now there's one more piece to this puzzle, something even simpler, but even more essential. Because while Beets ignite your blood flow and watermelon helps ease it along, your body still needs fuel to keep that engine running strong day after day. And believe it or not, that fuel isn't found in a pill or a prescription. It's something so small, you could hold a week's supply in the palm of your hand. Let me show you what it is. 3. Pumpkin seeds, the Erection mineral mine. Sometimes the things we need most are right in front of us, small, quiet, and easy to overlook. And when it comes to senior men reclaiming circulation strength and sexual vitality, I can't think of a better example than the humble pumpkin seed. Most guys toss them. They scoop them out during fall, maybe roast a batch, then forget about them. But if you're a man over 60 struggling with low testosterone, weaker erections, or that uncomfortable pressure during arousal, you might be missing the missing piece. Because pumpkin seeds aren't just a snack. They're a natural powerhouse of 3 critical nutrients that your manhood depends on, especially as you age. First, zinc, the mineral that directly supports testosterone production. It's been linked to everything from sperm quality to semen retention, power, and prostate health. Low zinc is quietly associated with low desire, reduced morning wood, and slower recovery after arousal. Second, magnesium, known for its ability to relax smooth muscle. That matters because your erection isn't a bone, it's a blood event. And magnesium helps those tiny penile arteries relax, expand, and stay open during intimacy. And third, arginine, an amino acid that fuels nitric oxide, the molecule we've already talked about. Together, these 3 nutrients form a quiet but powerful team for men's health, especially for those battling the creeping symptoms of erectile dysfunction or urinary issues. Let me tell you about Ron. Ron was a retired Air Force colonel, 71, clean cut, the kind of man who always showed up early, sat up straight, and never overstated a problem. But this time he leaned in. He said, "Doc, something's off. I'm not in pain, but every time I get aroused, there's this tension right here." He pointed just above the base of his groin, like something's holding me back. I feel it even when I'm alone, even after exercise. We ruled out bigger cardiovascular issues, nothing alarming. But his blood test showed low normal testosterone, slightly elevated stress levels, and borderline magnesium deficiency, something very common in older men, especially those who don't sleep deeply or who drink caffeine daily. I didn't give Ron a long list of supplements. I gave him 1 habit, 1 tablespoon of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds every afternoon. That's it. No powders, no pills, just real food from the earth. 3 weeks later, he came back smiling. "I don't know what those little seeds are doing," he said, "but the tightness is gone. Morning wood's back. I feel like I got a piece of myself back, and I didn't even realize I'd lost it." That's the part that always sticks with me. Most men don't even know what they have lost until it quietly returns. So if you've been feeling a disconnect, whether in energy, responsiveness, or sexual connection, this is something you can try today. Buy a small bag, keep it on the kitchen counter, toss the seeds into your oatmeal, your smoothie, or just eat them plain with a glass of water. 1 handful a day is enough to nourish what medication can't touch: the foundation of circulation and sexual health that every senior man deserves. And if you've ever underestimated the power of something that fits in your palm, this might be a good moment to reconsider. Have you ever tried using pumpkin seeds this way? If you have, or even if you are just open to it, leave a comment below. You never know who's reading, and your words might be the exact reason another man chooses to show up for himself today. Now, we've talked about beets to ignite blood flow, watermelon to soothe and open those pathways, and pumpkin seeds to nourish the whole system. But here's the thing, eating them randomly doesn't create change. To truly feel the difference, you need a rhythm. A simple, repeatable routine that gives your body the time and consistency to remember how to perform again naturally, fully, and without stress. So in the next part, I'll walk you through exactly what to do. Not someday, not when it's convenient, but starting today in a way that feels easy, sustainable, and real. Let's put all of this into motion. 4. Your 7-day action plan. By now you've learned about 3 simple foods that can change the way blood moves through your body: beets to wake it up, watermelon to relax it, and pumpkin seeds to nourish it. And the science is clear, each one works on its own. But when you combine them with purpose, day after day, at the right time, that's when the real shift begins. Now here's what I want you to know. You don't need a personal chef, a grocery list the size of a novel, or hours in the kitchen. What your body needs most right now isn't complexity, it's consistency. So let's keep this simple, a 7-day plan that's so easy you could write it on a napkin. No gimmicks, no special timing, just real rhythm that helps you rebuild naturally from the inside out. Morning jumpstart with beets. Start your day with a small glass of beet juice on an empty stomach. This helps your nitric oxide production spike early, which means better blood flow all day, not just during intimacy, but during your walks, your workouts, your thinking. Even exercise for seniors over 60 becomes more effective when blood is flowing freely. If juice isn't your thing, try roasted beets with breakfast or blend it into a fruit smoothie. It doesn't matter how, what matters is that your body gets the signal. Wake up, open up, let's move. Mid-morning, relax into watermelon. A couple of hours later, enjoy a watermelon smoothie with both the red flesh and the white rind blended in. This helps ease vascular tension, especially in the small arteries responsible for erection and arousal response. I always say beets tell your blood vessels to go. Watermelon tells them it's safe to stay open. It's a powerful 1-2 combination, especially for senior men dealing with erectile dysfunction or subtle signs of urinary incontinence. Your groin area deserves softness, not strain, and this smoothie helps get you there. Afternoon, nourish with pumpkin seeds. In the afternoon, grab a tablespoon of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds. That's your zinc, magnesium, and arginine, all in one natural, affordable package. I tell my patients to treat it like a ritual. After lunch, before your walk, with a glass of water. It's small, but over time it feeds your testosterone, supports semen retention, and helps your erections become more stable and less unpredictable. And in between, just move. You don't need a gym, a walk around the block, a few light stretches, a short breathing session after breakfast. Movement makes everything work better, from your digestion to your circulation to your confidence. Remember, urology isn't just about what happens down there. It's about how your whole system talks to itself. And the best way to keep it talking, keep it moving. I've had men in their 70s come back to me after 7 days on this plan and say things like, "Doc, I didn't feel like I was turning back the clock. I felt like I stopped the bleeding. Like I'm no longer drifting." And that's what this is about. Not perfection, not magic, just progress. You might not wake up on day 3 feeling like you're 25 again, but you might wake up and realize you're starting to believe in your body again. And that belief, that's where everything starts to change. If you've been through this plan or even just tried one piece of it, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What worked for you? What felt easy? What felt surprising? Drop a comment below and let's keep the conversation honest. This channel exists because you exist, because your experience matters. And coming up next, I want to talk to you about the biggest mistake I see men make when they try to fix these problems, a mistake that seems harmless at first, but slowly chips away at your confidence, your health, and your identity. It's not what you're eating, it's what you're relying on instead. Let's unpack that next. 5. The number one mistake men over 60 make. After all these years working in urology, there's one quiet truth I've seen it unfold over and over again. The moment a man loses trust in his own body, he starts looking outside himself for something to take control. And I get it. When the erections slow down, when the groin feels tight, when intimacy becomes more stressful than enjoyable, it's tempting to reach for the shortcut. A pill, a pump, a prescription, anything to fix it without having to change. And that's the biggest mistake I see in men over 60. Relying on quick fixes that treat the surface but leave the root untouched. You see, medications like Viagra and Cialis can help in the short term. No shame in that. For many men, they offer a boost of confidence or a way to bridge the gap. But here's what they don't tell you. Those pills don't create blood flow. They don't build nitric oxide. They don't reduce the silent inflammation in your vessels. They don't eliminate that subtle groin pressure that's been building for years. They simply force blood through a system that's already struggling. And for some men, especially those with heart conditions or high blood pressure, that can come at a cost: headaches, flushing, low mood, even more anxiety the next time things don't go as planned. I've had men, proud, disciplined men, sit across from me with a deep look of disappointment. Not because the pill didn't work, but because they hated what it made them feel like. Dependent, weak, like they'd traded self-respect for a few minutes of performance. And I always tell them the same thing. Your penis isn't broken, it's underfed, undervalued, it's not confused, it's just been waiting on you. Because the truth is, most erectile issues in senior men are not about sex at all. They're about circulation, vascular health, hormone support, emotional safety, senior wisdom, and all of those can be nourished slowly, gently, without trauma, through food movement, rest, and attention. So instead of asking, what can I take tonight? Start asking, what can I give my body each day so it doesn't have to fight me? That's what the plan we just talked about is for. Beets to open the road, watermelon to calm the tension, pumpkin seeds to fuel the journey, and rhythm, not pressure to bring it all together. Now, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to offer something the pills never can, a way to trust your body again, to wake up each day feeling just a little stronger, a little more responsive, a little more you. If you've been there, if you've ever taken a pill and felt like it didn't give you what you were really looking for, I'd love to hear your story. You're not alone, not even close. And sometimes just saying it out loud can help another man take the first real step. And now that you understand the why, let me show you how to build momentum from here. Because this isn't just about 3 foods. It's about how you show up today, tomorrow, and next week with a body that wants to work with you, not against you. So let's walk through your daily rhythm, a 7-day journey you can begin right now with what's already in your kitchen. 6. Final advice from Dr. Max Cole. Before we wrap up, there's something I need to say. Not as a doctor, but as a man who's walked alongside thousands of others through decades of change, heartbreak, and healing. You are not broken, not because you've had a few quiet mornings, not because arousal feels different, not because your body has changed over time. That's not brokenness. That's life. That's biology. That's being human. What breaks a man slowly, silently, is when he starts believing the changes mean he's less of himself, less masculine, less worthy, less able to connect. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Because the moment you decide to turn toward yourself instead of away, to feed your body instead of fight it, to explore natural solutions rather than chase shortcuts, that moment, that's where strength begins again. I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, even well into their 80s who thought they were done come back to life. Not because of a pill, not because of a device, but because they chose to show up differently. They got honest. They tried something simple. They committed to giving their body a rhythm it could rely on. And no, they didn't turn into athletes or 20-year-olds overnight, but they smiled again. They slept better. They held their partners without fear or shame, and they woke up day after day feeling just a little more like the man they used to be, and maybe even someone stronger. So if you're still listening, still with me here, I want you to know this. There is no expiration date on pleasure, no limit on intimacy, no cutoff age for being strong, proud, and connected to your partner, your purpose, and yourself. Your blood can still flow. Your body can still respond. And your story, it isn't over. In fact, it might just be getting good again. All it takes is a little care, a little rhythm, a little willingness to believe in yourself again. And if anything in this video made you pause, if you found a bit of truth or comfort or a reason to try something new, I'd be honored if you'd like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to Life Over 50 Plus. Because this space, it's for you, for men like you, for conversations that matter. Thank you for being here, thank you for choosing yourself, and thank you truly for listening.